we woke up this morning and the air smelled like smoke, it had me thinking about whether we were prepared to evacuate in a moment's notice. Something that we've done since, I don't know, the kids were little. We have a 72-hour kit packed and prepared for each one of our family members so that if we needed to evacuate in a moment's notice, we could leave with our bags packed. Well, it's been a few years since I've updated them, and I thought, why not go through those with you so you can see what we have in our 72-hour kits and hopefully get motivated so that you have one packed and ready as well. No matter where you live in the world, emergencies happen. It's floods, earthquakes, tornadoes, forest fires. There are things all around the world that everybody should have a 72-hour kit. Is it exciting? No. Is it something you need to do? Yes. So let's go learn how to put those together. So one thing you'll notice is that our 72-hour kits are in the garage, which are quick and easy to access. They also are up off the floor so that if we were to have flooding, that they would not get wet. And there's one for each of us. When our kids were little, we made sure that they had their own, so that if they happened to get separated from us, they still had their supplies. And then there is a fifth one, which my husband was prepared to carry around so that we as a family had common supplies that we could share together. So I'm gonna grab my pack and empty it out and repack it so that everything is up to date. And that is what your son looks like. I've unpacked nearly all of the backpacks and put it up on the kitchen table here so you can see some of the contents that we had inside. I've got one more to finish unpacking and then I'll begin packing mine. So the first thing I'm going to add is toilet paper. Make sure that it's stored in a Ziploc bag so that it always stays dry. The next thing to include is a supply of medicine for 7 days. Also include in that list any anti-diarrhea drugs, laxatives, antihistamine, or pain relievers that you might need. A basic first aid kit, and I'll leave a link in my bio for where you can find one on Amazon. Drinking water is one of the first things to run out during a calamity. For a family of 3, including a young child, there should be at least 3 gallons of drinking water available. But this is heavy and weighs down your bags. So each of our 72-hour kits has 5 bottles of water, but in 72 hours, you're going to need more than that. So what we've added to our kits are these survival straws. This one straw will filter up to 1,000 gallons or 4,000 liters of contaminated water. It also removes 99% of waterborne bacteria. You cannot depend on a flashlight in your mobile phone that would use up your phone batteries. Get a standalone flashlight with extra batteries that can last for weeks. There might be instances when your battery-powered lights might fail in the middle of an emergency, so you need to make sure you have candles and matches in your disaster kit bag. Typically, we get our news updates from websites and social media platforms, but how do you get that news on the weather, evacuation, and other things when the internet is down? You're going to need a battery-powered portable radio. That's how. Make sure your phones are always charged. Your mobile phone is likely your only tool of communication. Get yourself extra batteries for your phone, your flashlights, and your radio, and check the device for the required battery type and other electronics. Store the batteries in a waterproof pouch away from direct sunlight. One of the most essential things that you need in a 72-hour kit is a hygiene kit. What is a hygiene kit? Well, it has numerous things in it. Toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, chapstick, shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, facial tissues, comb and brush, face cloth, nail clippers, hair elastic, hand sanitizer, and razor are just a few. And then also that toilet paper in the plastic bag. And as women, you need your feminine products also stored in a plastic bag. Choose very small travel-sized items for your toiletries. If you're planning supplies for a 72-hour survival kit, you need to get by on a worst-case scenario. Remember, you need a cup, bowl, and utensils for each person in their individual bag. You never know what kind of weather conditions you're going to be leaving in. Now in Canada, if it was cold, we would automatically have our winter jackets. But one thing we don't always have handy with us is our rain gear. And so it's important to make sure that you have a rain jacket packed in your 72-hour kit. And another thing we like to add in ours is garbage bags. Waterproof, light, and multi-purpose. When it comes to food, pack foods that your kids and you will eat. For breakfast, there's ideas like granola bars, fruit pouches, oatmeal packets, high-calorie food bars. Lunch, tuna, chicken, salad kits, peanut butter, ramen noodles, canned soup. Dinner, freeze-dried meals, ready rice or pasta, beans, chili, meat pouches, instant potatoes. For snacks, there's nuts, granola bars, fruit leather, beef jerky, protein shake, dried fruits, raisins, fruit cups, crackers, all these different things. Just make sure that your family eats those items and will enjoy them. Because if they don't, there's no point having them packed. They're not going to help you in an emergency. It's best to look for ready-to-eat foods, especially those that do not require water. Check your expiration dates to find enough food items that will last for 1 year to reduce the need for updating your 72-hour kit frequently. Keep in mind weight, size, calories to try to find the best things for your family. I've suggested some food items to help you get started, but keep in mind food allergies, diets, restrictions, and food preferences. It's easier to prepare, the better you'll be for your kit. Choose a variety of snack-like foods that can be simply consumed and meals. Contain food all together and keep it for easy access and distribution. Another item that you're going to need in every 72-hour kit is a pocket knife. You may not want your kids playing with that, but it's an essential tool that everyone should have. In addition to that, you should also include paper and a pen. It's an item that gets left off of most 72-hour kits. A whistle is one of those things you need in case of a disaster. This is especially handy when seeking help from rescuers. You can also use it to direct your companions during evacuation. Your family can agree on whistle signal codes in case you will need to communicate over a distance. You will need some cash for emergency purchases of food and medicines. Add cash to your list and keep that cash in a waterproof dry pouch or bag. It's important to have an identification card with your personal information. This can help rescuers provide needed first aid. This card should have your name, age, sex, blood type, allergies, and any other medical condition. Important documents like birth certificates, marriage certificates, titles on properties, insurance policies, passports need to be secured before a natural disaster. You can scan the documents, save copies in an iCloud storage and a USB thumb drive. Now I'm going to pack that fifth bag that we share together as a family. In our 72-hour kits, we did include food that needed to be cooked, and so we do need to have propane and a propane burner in order to cook the food that we have in our 72-hour kits. This single burner propane stove is perfect for the 72-hour kits. It's nice and light and compact. Adding more garbage bags because they can be used to help waterproof your shelter. They also, being bright orange, are awesome for signaling for help. There's many uses for garbage bags and they are light and take up little space in your kits. An axe is another useful tool. I don't need to go into description as to why you need an axe. This bag is also where we carry the extra candles. I don't know about you, but candles burn through really fast. And so if you're gone for 72 hours, you might need a lot of candles. These are the stoves my son made when he was in Cubs. They're cardboard wax stoves. I can show you how those work at another time if you'd like to. Rope is another essential tool to have in that 72-hour kit. You also need to add other items like these. Flagging tape. Now this is something that most people won't have in their bag, but you need that to mark your path if you're going off. More rope. You can never have enough rope. Matches. Never have enough matches. Pocket knife and Leatherman. We had an extra one, and the Leatherman does way more things than just a pocket knife does. So in it goes to the 72-hour kits as well. Can opener, because we did bring some food that were in cans, and so you need a can opener. And now it's time for the games. When you are waiting, like you are many times in an emergency, having games, card games, puzzles, little activities for your kids to do or adult kids to do is a good thing. Blankets. Now this takes up a lot of space in your 72-hour kits. So by having emergency blankets, they may not be as warm and snuggly. They provide the protection needed. Extra whistles, because somebody always loses one. A compass so that you can find direction if you need that. And we included a fire starter kit because as a family with that axe, if we were to sit around a heat source, wood burning campfire is going to give off the best heat source for you as a family if you're out in the elements. And last but not least is a pot to cook all the food in that we have in our 72-hour kits. Now this is not inclusive. We still need to add our clothes. If you all know, I live in Alberta, and Alberta has had tons of wildfires this season already. I did a video on where to get accurate information. I apologize for the lighting. I was exhausted, but I felt like it was important to share that information right at that point. So I apologize again for the quality of that video, but I felt like it was important to get out right away. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're enjoying the content that I am trying to put out on my YouTube channel, I'd love for you to subscribe. Hopefully I found a kindred spirit in you and that you want to be part of this community. I appreciate your patience as I continue to learn and grow. This is a tough process for me. This is not something I'm incredibly comfortable doing, and yet I appreciate the learning and growth that I have as I continue to grow this channel. So I hope that you enjoyed this content and had a great takeaway from it, that there's something that you can do to prepare yourself so that an emergency isn't an emergency because you are prepared. It's a great thing to do as a family activity, to sit down so your kids are prepared and know the things that you've done, and so that they feel calm and assured that you're prepared in any situation. Thanks again, and have a great week.